Hi guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to go over 20 exercises to do with just one band. So you can follow along as a workout, or you can just pick and choose the exercises and apply them to your own training. I'm also going to finish the video with 3 bonus methods to how to make any of these exercises a little bit harder. So bands are not only great for using at home or for traveling because obviously they're economical, they don't take up much space, you can throw them in your suitcase, but they're also great for just adding a new stimulus to the muscles and giving your joints a break, right? So getting a break from the heavy barbell and dumbbell work, the bands allow constant tension on the muscle, right? And also allows you to kind of get the really good mind-muscle connection and blood flow into the joints. So the way the video is going to work, guys, we're going to start off with some mobility exercises. We're going to go into some legs, then back exercises, then chest, shoulders, and of course finish off with our arms, okay? So we're gonna start off with 2 mobility or activation exercises. The first one is to mobilize the T-spine. So you wanna lie on your side, okay? So you wanna stack your hips and you wanna make sure your knees are flexed at about 90 degrees and then your shoulders are stacked, okay? The bottom hand, pinky is pressed against the ground or the floor, okay? Top hand, we're just gonna choke up on the band, and what we're gonna do is just gonna rotate, open up the T-spine. Eyes are following my top hand, but the thing is my knees have to stay together and then my hand has to stay on the ground, okay? So you're gonna open up, eyes follow, exhale, and then control back. So I'd say do 8 to 10 reps each side. Okay, next activation exercise we have is the monster walk. So basically we're gonna move in the frontal plane and activate all those hip stabilizers. So Celia is stepping on the band right in the middle of her foot. She's gonna cross over the band, and then the higher you pull up on that band, the more tension you're gonna have, right? So you just pull up on the band, and then you simply just step laterally. So you're just gonna step one direction, and then the other direction. You can go back and forth, or you can move one way for 10 reps, and then move back the other way for 10 reps. 3 leg exercises coming up. First 2 involve the Zercher position. So basically we're gonna do a lunge to start off with, and I'm gonna step again under the band at my midfoot, and I'm gonna kneel down and scoop the band under the crux of my elbow. And basically elbows up high like your Zercher position, and I'm just gonna lunge up, right? Just like your normal lunge. So kiss the back knee to the ground and then coming up into your lunge. So that's your lunge position, Zercher position. The higher you hold those elbows, the more tension you're gonna get. Next, we can just move into our normal squat position. So get your regular squat position, and again, squat down so you can get the band in the crux of the elbows again. And then again, you would just squat up, squeeze the glutes, and do your squats like this, okay? Next one is our hip hinge pattern, and I'm gonna move to the side so you can see me. I'm gonna step, again, midfoot under the band, toes straight ahead, and I'm just gonna choke up on the band, right? I've got my short stop position, neutral spine, bracing the core. I'm gonna squeeze the glutes, initiate with the hips back, right? And then squeeze the glutes, and then we have our hip hinge pattern. Moving into our back exercises next, we are doing the seated position. So all you need is a low attachment point, as you can see. Silly's just sitting down like you normally would with a seated row. She's setting her shoulders, and basically she's just gonna pull back. So elbows, shoulders moving in the same direction, and control back. So obviously the more you choke up on the band, or even if you use 2 bands, you're gonna get more tension, okay? The next one we're gonna do is a bit more demanding. It's just the high row. So she's, again, a pronated grip, and she's pulling in high, but again, you still wanna be opening up that chest as you pull, and then controlling it back like so, keeping her head straight ahead so she's in neutral position. Next 2 back exercises, we're doing a bent over row. So Celia's again stepping midfoot on the band, toes straight ahead. She's hinging into her short stop position. She's got a neutral spine, and she's just gonna pull back on the band. So pulling back, controlling the band back, and that's your bent over row. Okay, so that's training both hands at the same time. And the next one, we're gonna do basically a one arm row. So we're gonna put it under her front foot, right? She's gonna use a staggered stance. So she's shifting that one foot back, right? And then the same thing, neutral spine. She's gonna pull back and then control back as well. Notice her neutral spine. Shoulders and chest are next. So I really love this one because it ties our lower and upper bodies together. It's pretty much like your landmine position. So band is under my back foot, okay? I'm putting it on my hand, set the shoulder, and I'm pressing almost like to a 45-degree angle. So squeeze the glutes and press. Okay, so that's your shoulder exercise. You could do both shoulders at the same time by stepping on the band. Okay, overhead press position, both at the same time, pressing overhead like so. So the biggest thing is with this one is that our foundation is our glutes. So as we press, we squeeze the glutes, keeping our ribs down, which means our core is braced. And then from the side, guys, we should have everything aligned, right? So my hips are aligned with my shoulders, aligned with my elbows, and aligned with my hand at the top, right? Like so. Next, we have some isolation work for the shoulder. So first one we're going to do is our front raises. So stepping on the band, setting the shoulders, and we're going to come up to the front, right? So training the anterior deltoid. Just make sure we have shoulder ear separation. We don't want this kind of stuff. It's set the shoulders like so. A little bonus, guys, is at the top, do your band pull apart. Again, cannot do enough of these guys. So again, you could even do 1 front raise, 2 band pull aparts, like so. Okay, now for the medial deltoid, we're going to go across the body. So we're stepping on the band. I'm going to choke up on the band a little bit, almost like a staggered stance. And I'm just going to come up, set the shoulders up to the side, right? The more you move your foot out to the side, it's going to have more continuous tension on the muscle. But again, you want to make sure you keep your ear-shoulder separation, right? No upper trap involvement, just the medial delt. Chest work in now, so we're going to have a low attachment point here. It's almost like an incline press, right? So I'm just sitting into my feet here, setting the shoulders and pressing. The big thing, guys, is keeping tension on the muscle is you really want to squeeze the pecs at the top, right? So this is more of an incline position, but if the anchor point was here, more horizontal, it'd be more like your bench press position, okay? Next one, we're moving into our push-up. So obviously we're going to add a little bit extra tension on the push-up, but again, this would be considered more advanced if you can't do a good amount of push-ups to begin with. So again, band is around my mid-back, right? Feet are together, I squeeze the glutes, right? Set the shoulders and I press up, and then getting a little bit more tension on the band at the top of the range. 2 bicep exercises next. So I'm stepping on the band. So the closer my feet are together, the less resistance. If I widen my feet, I'm just gonna have a little bit more tension on the band. So first one is gonna be just supinated, so palms up, right? Doing our bicep curls. And then the next one, we just simply thumbs up, more of a hammer curl. So if you want to train more of the forearms. Triceps now. First one is overhead tricep extension, getting the long head of the tricep in. So we have a low attachment point here and basically just coming up overhead, right? So up as high as I can, trying to rip the band in half at the top. Okay, try to keep the elbows in close to the head. And if I sit up a little bit more, I'm gonna have a little bit more tension, right? And if I sit down, I have a bit less. The big thing here again is keeping the ribs down, right? Core braced, like so. Full range of motion, all the way up, all the way down. Next tricep exercise, we have a high attachment point, just like you've probably done your tricep push downs at the gym, right? We're setting our shoulders, grabbing the band, right? And we are just basically extending the elbow, full contraction, we got full range. So the idea is we're not moving the elbows, right? So elbow does not move, right? If we sink down a bit lower, you'll get a little bit more tension depending on how high your attachment point is. So that's one for the triceps as well. A little bonus, guys, if you want to get another back exercise in for a high attachment point, is for the lats, right? We're going to hinge back and squeeze, right? Arms straight. It's almost like a pullover and squeeze. So that's a little bonus if you want to get some extra back work in as well. Finishing off with a core exercise. So it's our peel-off press or peel-off hold. So we want to start with the athletic stance, soft bend in the knee, bracing our core. And basically we're going to, we have the band to our side. We're going to set the shoulders and we are going to push and hold. So the big thing here, guys, is everything is aligned. We're not shrugging our shoulders. We're keeping everything set. Obviously, the further I am away, the more tension, the harder it is, right? But we're keeping our neutral spine, and keeping spinal alignment is key. So we're working the lateral musculature of the spine, of the core on one side, and then obviously you'd want to get the other side in, do the exact same thing, and hold. So now that you've got 20 new exercises to add into your repertoire for band exercises, I'm going to show you 3 methods how to make all of those harder. So first method is the ISO pre-fatigue method. We've already done a video about this, but basically it is you're going to pre-fatigue the muscle, right, with isometric contraction first. So we're going to use bicep curls, everyone's favorite. So I'm going to hold here for 15 seconds, right? So I'm tension on the muscle, I'm squeezing and squeezing. Once the time is expired, I basically do a set to fatigue, good quality reps. So that's called the pre-iso fatigue method. Second method, how to make something harder, just we're going to call it the double contraction method. So, right, we have the most tension at the end of the lengthened position of the band, right? So in our tricep extensions or push downs, right, we're going to set the shoulders, we're going to come all the way, we're going to back off and do a double contraction, right? So it's like 2 pulses at the end, right? Really good for getting that pump in, good blood flow into the joints, and it's the double contraction method. Another way to make your band workout a little bit harder. Third method to make things a little bit harder is basically slow eccentrics, right? We're going to demonstrate with our hinge pattern, and basically getting our slow eccentrics, it means we're just going to As we lift, right, we get a good contraction, but we control, right? We increase our time under tension on the way down. It's really another method to make something harder, but also really developing that mind-muscle connection. That's one of the benefits of using bands, is great for pump work, getting blood flow into the joints, but really developing that mind-muscle connection. So there you have it, guys. Over 20 exercises to do with just one band. We also have 3 additional methods how to make each exercise harder. Again, great tool for you guys, especially if you're traveling. Doesn't take up much space. You can keep it in your suitcase or even bring it to the office. Okay? Please subscribe and share, and let me know how the workouts are doing in the comments. Thank you.